Alright, next we're looking at Uther, which got some buffs and some changes, so we'll look out for them. First changes are to his ultimates. They used to both cost 100 mana, and they now both cost 80 mana instead. Next we'll look up his talents. The first change is to Wave of Light, which used to return 10 mana for each hero healed with Holy Radiance, but now it's only 8 mana, and the maximum went down from 50 to 40. So that's actually a small nerf. At level 7, there's also a small change to Holy Fire, and also makes your basic attacks against enemy heroes to increase the damage of Holy Fire by 20% for 3 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. However, the damage was not changed, so that's essentially a buff. At level 13, the next change is to a Blessed Champion. It used to make your next basic attack heal you for 30% of the healing amount of Holy Light, but now it's only 20%. However, it lasts 5 seconds, so you could do it multiple times. Also at level 13 is Holy Shock, which received a lot of changes. It used to reduce the cooldown when you would use Holy Light on an enemy instead by 4 seconds, but now it's 6 seconds lowered cooldown, and also makes your next Holy Light heal for 50% more. Interesting change that seems to make Holy Shock a lot more worthy and also possibly viable for healing. Next, at level 16, there was a change to Gathering Radiance. It used to make your Holy Radiance deal 10% more damage for each enemy hit up to 50. However, now it also applies it to healing, but only at a 8% rate. If you hit 10 enemy heroes, which would be the maximum, you would do 80% more heal and damage. Next up is Sonja, which received a lot of changes. First of all, to her Wrath of Berserker, which used to affect silences, stuns, slows, roots, and polymorphs, but no longer does silences and polymorphs. As far as her talent goes, Shot of Fury got a change. It now merges 2 talents, increases your maximum fury by 50, and also becomes unactivatable to gain 50 fury instead of only one of the 2. At level 4, Hurricane also reduces the cooldown of Whirlwind by 1 second. At level 7, Composite Spear now also makes your fury generated by your Ancient Spear increased by 20. Also at level 7, Poison Spear now deals 100% damage over 4 seconds instead of 75 more damage over 4 seconds. At level 13, Life Funnel now makes your Whirlwind heal for 35% instead of 25, and Tripled versus Hero is now added. Also at level 13, Mystical Spear received a slight buff. It used to reduce the cooldown of Ancient Spear by 4 seconds, but now it's only 3. At level 16, Furious Blow, which used to increase Seismic Slam damage by 40%, but costs 35 fury, now upgrades it to 50%, but costs 40 fury. Also at level 16, Nerves of Steel was changed from a 60-second cooldown to a 70-second cooldown. At level 20, Anger Management was buffed from a 50% increased fury generation to a 100% reduced. At level 20, Anger Management was changed from a 50% fury generated bonus to a 100%. Area Crater also received a change that makes your leap cooldown reduced by 20 seconds. Next up is Graymane, which received a slight buff to his trait. It used to increase your basic attack when you're meleeing by 40%, but now it's 50% while in full Worgen form. His Q, Gul'dan Cocktail, used to be a 8-second cooldown, but now it's a 10-second cooldown. However, the damage was buffed from at level 20, 388 to 518. The cooldown on Go for the Throat was upped from 60 seconds to 80 seconds. However, the damage was slightly buffed from at level 20 822 to 921. Marked for the kill was changed from 60 second to a 50 second cooldown, but now the component that allowed you to jump to the first enemy hit by your bullet is gone and was replaced by every time you hit an enemy, the duration of the vulnerable effect for 5 seconds is refreshed. As far as his talent goes, at level 4, Insatiable now restores 10 mana per basic attack, up from 5, but the maximum 140 was not changed. At level 7, the talent for Gul'dan Cocktail was changed from upgrading the damage of both the hit and the explosion of Gul'dan Cocktail to only the explosion, and instead of up to 120, it's now up to 150, going by 10 at a time. It now also reduces the cooldown of it by 4 seconds instead of 2 after hitting 15 heroes, which essentially make the cooldown change to Gul'dan Cocktail not change at all. At level 16, Relentless Predator was changed to not be affected for silences. At level 20, Gul'dan Roulette, which used to make your bullet pass through heroes, making the jump available multiple times, is gone since there's no more jump. However, marked for the kill is now refreshed by any damage done to the vulnerable hero, including other heroes. Also at level 20, Unleashed, which used to give you a free cast when you would kill a target with Go for the Throat, now gives you a 25% damage increase every time you manage to do this effect, up to 100%. Next up is Jaina, who received changes to Blizzard. First off is the mana cost of Blizzard, which was upped from 75 to 90, and also the component change of, instead of doing 2 waves of Ives dealing at level 20 366, now does 3 waves of Ice dealing 312 at level 20. Next up is Cone of Cold, which now costs 40 mana instead of 50, and also deals at level 20, instead of 439 damage, 504 damage. As far as the talent goes, the Arcane Intellect at level 4 now only returns 20 mana per abilities on a chilled target.
You'll find no greater mage on Azeroth, I assure you.
Also at level 4, Frost Armor was nerfed to only activate every 10 seconds instead of 8, and only reduce the next hero basic attack by 50% instead of 75. At level 7, Ice Flows was changed to now reduce the cooldown per enemy hit by 1 second instead of 0.5, but now has a maximum of 5 second cooldown reduction. Also at level 7, Ice Lance restores 10 mana if you manage to hit a chill target with Frostbolt. At level 13, the duration of the Ice Barrier Shield is upped from 3 to 4 seconds.